And he told you where his room was as well?
Nah. I used to doss here myself. I know how to get in and out. Checked it out first. Didn't want to waste your time, did I? Voila.
I'll put you down for an MBE.
It wasn't exactly hard to find. Told you. Methadone City, yeah? Does this mean I'll get registered? Get some cash?
Maybe.
Don't you want them?
What, did you think I was just going to take this methadone, get you registered and then paid off? Don't be soft. It doesn't work like that. This is only of use to me if I catch Neely with it red-handed. Put the carpet back. Looks like Macklin's turned up trumps.
Shouldn't you have taken me in there with you, Sarge?
Well, he's not a registered snout, not yet, Tosh. Anyway, I needed you out here watching my back. The good news is Macklin served up Neely on a platter with a big apple in his mouth. All we've got to do is get some backup and wait for Neely to show.
And the bad news?
Who said there was any bad news? According to my information, Gov, Neely's been getting his mates in his squat falsely registered as drug addicts. They're collecting their methadone, he's selling it on. He's an addict, so the money's probably going straight up his veins.
And your information's reliable?
Yeah, I've seen the methadone myself, Gov. The snout took me into the squat.
You took Tosh with you?
Well, he's not a registered snout, not yet, so I needed Tosh outside keeping his eye open. Neely's responsible for most of the methadone that we've seen cropping up on the Cockcroft and Abelard estates recently. He's been selling the stuff to kids. It's enough to send them screaming back to their alco-pops. Sorry, Gov.
I don't doubt that your information's sound, but what I'm getting from this is just you sniffing out a villain. And I know you, John. You don't share your police work or the credit like you should.
That's not fair, Gov. I've just left Tosh watching Neely's place. According to my snout, Neely's going to be shifting some stuff down the Abelard this morning, so if he shows up, Tosh is going to get all the glory on this one, not me. So, do I get the men that I need, Gov?
Yeah.
Is that Neely?
Yeah. Let's give him a few seconds to get in and get the stuff.
Okay.
Go, go, go!
I'll cover the back.
There's no sense in giving him any warning since he's not supposed to be here. Go on. Up here. Search every room.
Police! Stay we are! We've got a warrant to search this place now. What do you mean, no? Where'd you drop it? Come here. Come here. Someone at the door. Where'd you drop it? Open the door! Sit down! Sit down! Right. Now, move it. He's legged it. Right. You all right, Sarge? Yeah.
Ah!
You okay, John?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's nothing. I'm sorry we lost Neely, Gov. I'll get after him as soon as the FME's finished.
I heard a needle was involved.
He doesn't need any stitches, but...
So, it'll be okay for me to get back to work.
Just listen what the doctor has to say.
I want to get after Neely, Gov.
I know you do.
I think you should go to St. Hugh's. They'll want to run some tests. There's a strong possibility that you've been in contact with hepatitis, HIV.
And when I'm stuck down there, the smackhead who's done this will be clearing out of Sunhill, Gov. I'm fine.
I'm sure you are, John. But there are procedures to be followed. Get yourself down to St. Hugh's, and then you take a couple of days sick leave.
Gov, I'm no use to anyone sitting on my backside.
John, you just do it. And don't worry about Neely. We'll get him. I'll make sure of that.
Oh, Sarge. I'm sorry to hear about your little accident. I'm sure you'll be okay, of course. You know, there's very little chance of you contracting anything.
Thank you, Hollis Gump.
This isn't going to tell us much at this stage. Your FME informed you of the possibility of contracting hepatitis and HIV. Good. To be honest, hepatitis is more of a worry than HIV. It could be a couple of months before these samples show us any trace of either. So we'll have to have you back in about 3 months, just to make sure that you're okay. Look, I know the wait can be something of an ordeal. We've got some counsellors we can recommend.
I've read the leaflets. I can do without it.
Well, that's up to you, but these people are specially trained to help people in your situation.
And what exactly is my situation?
Well, they can help you prepare for possibly the worst.
OK, thanks for your time, Doctor. All I need to know is whether the scumbag who did this had hepatitis A, B, vitamin C, or whatever.
Our main objective is to get a dangerous and desperate man off the streets. Now, I know that DS Bolton's one of us, but I don't want this getting personal. Is that understood? Tosh. We definitely know nothing else about Neely.
Not a lot. DS Bolton was keeping this one very close to his chest.
So everything we do know about Neely, all the police work and all the information, it hasn't been recorded. It's all in John's head.
Except for one thing. I know where we can find his snout.
Great.
Neil.
So you nicked him then?
He got away.
But you only had to wait for him.
Never mind that. I need to know more about him.
I told you the lot.
Is that right? Well, if you don't tell me everything you know, I'm going to make sure you never get registered as a snout. And where does he get his smack?
From his dealer.
Which dealer?
I don't know.
Does he use any of the shooting up alleys round here?
I told you I don't know.
For someone who couldn't wait to tell me everything, you're getting conveniently ignorant, Neil.
That's because I told you the lot.
It's not enough. Does he share needles?
How should I know?
Because you're a user yourself. What, you think I don't check up on my snouts? Now, what are people saying? Is he infected?
I don't know. It's not something you advertise, is it?
You must have heard something.
John. What are you playing at, John?
Gov?
I sent you to the hospital.
I went, they took some blood.
And?
And nothing to finish with me.
So aren't you at home?
What was I going to do there on my own? Sit and watch cookery programmes. I'm on my own time, Gov. I find this therapeutic.
Look, I know it's difficult, John, but we're looking for him, OK? So just do one, will you? Go home. Get yourself a crossword book. Anything.
Gov, do you think the DS is going to go home and sit down? Maybe it's good to have him with us. He is the only one who knows where to look for Neely.
I know. You may be back on, but you keep your mouth shut and do nothing unless I say so. Right, have we got any idea where Neely might have gone to ground?
Well, Neely's an addict. Judging by the way he got out of there, we arrived before he had a chance to shoot up.
Looking for a fix.
I'd say so. The thing is, he's left all his drugs and his money back in the squat. So my guess is he's just going to try and get money the way he usually does.
Back to the rehab centre, get some methadone, sell it on.
Yeah, he's been going through the Bevan Park project.
They're not going to be too chuffed about talking to us, though, are they?
Could we go somewhere more private?
I don't see the point.
Please, Mr. Rafferty.
I'm Jim Neely's counsellor. I'm here to help him, remember, not get him banged up.
Help him? Well, let me tell you how he's been helping himself. He's been getting his mates falsely registered here as drug addicts. He's been taking the methadone that you give them and he's been selling it on to kids. He uses the cash to buy heroin. Neely's been playing you for a mug.
And you have proof of that?
Not with us, but if you let us look at your records, I can give you the names.
Look, if you want to go through our records, Sergeant, you're going to have to do a lot better than that.
Mr. Rafferty, Jim Neely spiked one of my officers with a needle today.
This is personal, then?
No. But if somebody's running around Sunhill sticking needles into people, I want him off the street. Now just tell us if Neely's been here in the last few hours asking for more methadone.
Like I said, I can't give out that sort of information.
If it had been you who'd been spiked, you'd be coughing up everything you know soon enough.
All right, John.
Was it you?
Yes. Now you tell him you can't cooperate with us.
It doesn't change anything. But for what it's worth, Sergeant, I do understand what you're going through. If Jim Neely's been infected with hepatitis or HIV, there's still little chance of it being transmitted.
We have an HIV counselling service. We do have a lot of experience of helping people in your situation.
Are you Neely's HIV counsellor as well?
I have to protect Jim Neely's privacy as much as I would Sergeant Bolton's. Sorry.
All right, Sarge. Don't worry, we'll find him. No money, no drugs. He can't stay hidden forever. Look, I know it's tough, but when we get our hands on him, he's going to be...
Tosh, please, don't. Nothing you could say could make any difference to me right now.
All right. But the DCI wants to see you.
Okay. You wanted to see me, Gov?
Yeah, we got a visitor. It's about Neely. Get together everything you've got on the Bevan Park project.
Do you recognise those names?
It proves nothing. So you've got the names of people he shares his squat with. Doesn't mean these people aren't genuine drug users.
If you're not prepared to be persuaded, what are you doing here?
We found these in his squat. What's that, a month's prescription? Do you give out script for a month's supply?
So what have you come to tell us, Mr. Rafferty?
Jim might be desperate enough to stick a needle into someone. I don't want him doing it to anybody else.
Do you know where he is?
No. But Jim did come by the project earlier. He wanted more methadone.
So he could sell it and buy himself some skag?
Maybe.
There's no maybe about it. And if you didn't believe that, you wouldn't be still here talking to us.
The point is, I knocked him back.
So perhaps he's gone somewhere else looking for money. Well, there haven't been any robberies or break-ins reported down to him.
Stealing face-to-face isn't his style. He's got a girlfriend, Caitlin Lynch. She's a bus driver, works at a Canley bus depot. I don't know where she lives, but I'd guess he's gone there.
OK, Mr. Rafferty. How far are you prepared to cooperate with us?
I'm here, aren't I?
Well, you know what I want to know.
Of course I do. If Jim's cheating the project out of methadone and is a menace to himself, then I can justify information relating to his drug problems. The rest is still out of bounds.
Any luck?
Well, there's a lot of Lynches in Sunhill, and she doesn't have any phone, Gov.
Yeah, but there can't be many driving buses.
Well, that's how I tracked her down. Her controller gave me an address. Larchfield Close?
Right, get yourself down there, Tosh. See if there's any sign of our man.
OK.
This girlfriend looks like a good bet.
Gov, there's been an incident reported at the pharmacy on Dallow Road. It happened about half an hour ago. You nearly missed it. It was reported as criminal damage and breach of the peace. Tony Stamp went down there. He dealt with it, but he didn't realise Neely was involved.
Well, as you can see, there's no real damage done. It got out of hand, that's all.
So you didn't report it?
No. Someone saw it outside the shop and called the police. Well, Jim Neely's a regular here.
This is where he gets his methadone.
Yeah. He wanted more methadone, but he didn't have the script, so he didn't get any. Well, Jim's usually one of the more polite ones, but this time he lost it. He scattered some bottles and shouted a lot. He's basically harmless.
Oh, come on.
Excuse me?
Look, we need to know everything that he said to you.
Well, he was babbling. I can't remember every word.
Well, try.
Mr. Watts, would you say that Neely was in withdrawal?
Yes.
And how bad was he?
Well, he was bad enough to be shouting a lot. But he's more of a menace to himself than anyone else. Of course, that isn't to say that won't change if he doesn't get some treatment. I told him to get himself back to Bevan Park.
So when he left here, which way did he go?
He took a right, down Taft Road.
Well, the Bevan Park project's that way, so he's not gone there.
If you wanted to go to Larchfield Close, where his girlfriend lives, you'd go that way too. But we haven't heard from Tosh, so we can assume he's not turned up there.
Or he's been and gone, because you know where that takes you. Dawlish Park Estate.
Stay where you are. Come back here.
What's your name? What's your name? Kevin. All right, Kevin, I'm only going to ask you once, so listen. Have you just shot up? I'll take that as a yes. Do you know Jim Neely?
Who?
Jim Neely. Do you know him?
Oh, yeah, Jim. Yeah, I know him.
Has he been sharing needles with you and your mates? Answer me! Has he been sharing needles, Kevin?
All right, John, that's enough.
All right, Mr. Bolton. Thought I'd come and help you out. One of the lads that got away said he saw Jim about an hour ago.
Where?
Canley High Street, waiting for a bus. The way it was told to me, when the bus came, he didn't get on it. Took a look at the driver and went off again.
Right, let's talk to the girlfriend.
Do you still want to make yourself useful? Look after him.
Excuse me. Lieutenant Lynch.
Yeah?
I'm DCI Meadows. This is DS Bolton from Sunhill. We hear about Jim Neely.
Do you mind if we go in the office? I'll see you in the canteen, all right?
I believe that you're Neely's girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend. I finished it a month and a half ago.
Have you seen him today?
Yeah, look, what's he done wrong? Don't suppose you're going to answer that.
Where did you see him?
Canley High Street. He's on my route and he was waiting for me. He wanted money. I've a good idea what it's for, but I've never seen him that way before. He was really desperate. I gave him what I had on me, but he wanted to know if there was any more at the flat. So I told him.
Well, you told him you've got money in your flat.
Look, if you're after him, you must have a good idea why I had to chuck him. And he never gave me the key back. If I hadn't told him, he'd have just torn the place apart looking for cash, or taken stuff and sold it. At least I can go through the pretense he'll pay me back.
Did he say where he was going?
I didn't ask. Didn't have to ask. Anyway, once he's got what he's after, he'll be off to mine. It's warm and safe, and I'm not due back for another 4 hours.
Can I ask you a personal question? Has he got HIV?
I don't think I should answer that. Ask him. But look, I'll tell you this. I took precautions. That was the one way I did protect myself from Jim.
You know, I think what Rafferty said was right. Even if Neely is HIV...
Doesn't look like there's much if about it.
Well, whatever, but the point is, there's still a strong probability that you're okay. And I think you should take up the offer of counselling. Not necessarily from Rafferty. Perhaps we could all...
Duff, when I joined the job, I did know there were going to be risks. It's just what nobody warned me about was there was going to be all these people trying to understand what I'm going through, how I feel. How can they understand what I'm going through? When a doctor does it, or when Rafferty does it, or when Tosh Lyons does it, I can just walk away. But when you do it, I've got to listen because you're my senior officer and I'm on an obbo. So I'd really appreciate it if we could just restrict the conversation to operational matters. Because that would make me feel so much better, sir.
What are you scared of?
I'm not scared of anything.
Yes, you are. You're scared that they might be able to help you. And that could mean that you're not in control. There he is. Right, he's here. Stand by. You're not going anywhere, John. You stay here.
Fuck off.
No buts. Get back in the car. Meet me by the door. Right, check it out.
Clear?
Yeah. Hey, I thought I told you to wait in the car.
I want to speak to him, Gov, in private.
We'll deal with this back at the
I
station.
need to speak to him now, please.
Hallway.
What does he want?
All right, lads, I'll be with you in a minute.
Yes, Gov.
Right. You were in a lot of trouble. This is your chance to do yourself a favour. I do not like people sticking needles into my officers.
What? I didn't stick it into him. He just came at me. I wouldn't stick a needle into no one.
Why not?
Hey?
I've learned a lot about you today, Jim. Sharing needles, selling methadone to kids. Why should I believe you've got any scruples?
Get off me!
Just tell me one thing. Have you got hepatitis or HIV?
Yeah.
Which one?
If I had hepatitis, I wouldn't have been able to outrun your mate this morning, would I?
So you're saying that you knew that all the time and yet you still stuck a needle in her?
I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know it happened till you told me. Your man got in the way. It's not my problem.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna make it your problem.
Back off, John.
Scary, isn't it?
If you're enjoying this, I can soon put an end to that.
That's exactly how I felt. 6 weeks ago, I got diagnosed. My girlfriend left me. I was on my own. I just bricked myself. You get counsellors telling you can lead a constructive life. They're going to tell you that, aren't they? Stuff that. All I want to do is get high and stay high. But I'll tell you this. You're lucky. I'll put you out of your misery. When you raided my gaff, I'd just been to the needle exchange. You got spiked with a clean needle.
You right?
Yeah, fine. Quite junky, I don't know whether to believe it.
We've checked the needle exchange. Somebody might have seen him there. And we know he didn't use a needle before he went into the flat. You got to believe him, John. You don't have any choice, do you?
No.
He's giving you the get out of jail free card. It's over. Don't think about it.